Howdy folks, Dr. Will Wong here. Let's go over a question I just got the other day. Hi Dr. Wong. Regarding the use of serrapeptase, some individuals report that taking this enzyme can trigger reactions or reactivations of latent viruses, particularly those in the human herpesvirus family, including Epstein-Barr virus, which is mononucleosis, folks. This reactivation can lead to a recurrence of symptoms associated with a post-viral illness like myalgic encephalitis, chronic fatigue syndrome. In such cases, individuals have sought natural alternatives like lauricidin, a form of monolaurin, and L-lysine to manage reactivation, with some reporting rapid improvement in symptoms after starting these supplements. However, it's important to note that while the supplements are used anecdotally, there is no specific medical treatment for Epstein-Barr virus, and management focuses on symptom relief through management, hydration, and over-the-counter medications. And my answer is howdy. Every virus you've ever been exposed to via contact, inhalation, or inoculation is happily sleeping by the anterior horn cells of your spinal nerves, awaiting for a drop in immunity to come back out to play. Nothing kills a virus. Not enzymes, not H2O3, which is peroxide, not IV ozone, not isoprinosine. Viruses are forever, and so mononucleosis, Epstein-Barr virus, is recurrent and will be so for life. In 25 years of working with proteolytic enzymes, also known as systemic enzymes, I've seen 0 cases of reactivating a dormant virus. Urala Medical College's Department of Pharmacology has studies done by Mrs. Dr. Pakti, physician and PhD pharmacologist, on proteolytic enzymes, one of which was serrapeptase, reducing viral load. Mucos Pharma has studies on the reduction of viral load in HIV patients with a strong enough dose of their systemic enzyme. There are 0 studies that I found that suggest that serrapeptase or any other proteolytic enzyme can reactivate a virus. The studies that I quoted are on our old enzyme research website, which was maliciously taken down in 2016, and we've only partially rebuilt the site with its almost 200 peer-reviewed, journal-published studies. Being a chronic mono patient and chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgic encephalitis patient since 1990, having worked in the largest chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia syndrome practice in Scottsdale in the 80s and 90s, when I was worse off than any of my patients were, but still putting in a 12 to 14 hour day, I can matter-of-factly state that in the 7.5 years of encephalopathy, splenomegaly, and low mitochondrial numbers in the voluntary muscles with resulting brain fog, fatigue, that did not begin to clear, then go into remission or dormancy until I discovered orally administered systemic proteolytic enzymes on monolaurate. Gave that an extensive trial on myself using what was lauded to be the purest and leading brands. It had 0 effects. It also needs to be said that exercise physiologists have known something since the 1960s that medical physiology does not know. The only thing that will rebuild mitochondria lost in Epstein-Barr virus is strength training. No drug, no food, no rest, no detox, no aerobic work, no Pilates, no Tai Chi will restore mitochondrial numbers, only strength training. From the time I started applying the enzymes and the strength training to my chronic mononucleosis patients, chronic fatigue patients, fibromyalgia patients, 86% of them forgot they had the condition in 8 to 16 weeks. If they felt too good and overdid physical activity, it seemed like aerobic training, and of all things gardening, caused relapses. The relapses lasted for only a few weeks. The same therapy that worked the first time worked to get them out of it the second time. Here's some exercise information you absolutely need. And I sent to this gal the link to my article, Minimalist Strength Training, which can be found on drwongsmessage.com, and another link to the article titled, How to Avoid a Heart Attack by Doing Less Aerobic Exercise, which is also on drwongsmessage.com. And I continue. Lastly, I have to say that enzymes result depend on the product used. Given that the nutritional industry is a lying, nasty, and cheating organization as Big Pharma is, not many supplements sold have what the label claims them to have. Also, who made the Serrapeptase enzyme raw material and how it was stabilized or not stabilized, handled during storage, blended, tableted, or encapsulated, and packaged has a huge influence on the retention of enzymatic activity in a product. There is one U.S. enzyme raw material maker that most supplement companies use due to their enzyme raw materials being low priced, like food grade and agricultural grade, but not pharmaceutical grade. That company wouldn't know an active enzyme if they fell over one. So, the choice of product also influences the therapeutic effect of an enzyme product. Hope this educates. Be well and God bless. Dr. Wong.